Okay, so I have two examples here. This right here is called wave dashing. You might get benefit from it. I don't get benefit from it anymore. The iframes from like dodging and then blocking are nice. It's a safe way of movement, but that's not the purpose of it. It's actually faster than the run speed Dante has while in combat. So it actually, if you get used to it, allows you to traverse fairly quickly when not in double trigger. I'm not going to talk too much about what you see in the footage right now, just because this is kind of like an example. I'm not versed with the directional pad. I used to be. There was a point in which I was capable of doing everything that is in the next playthrough of this section with the directional pad, but I haven't done directional pad in years, so basically that's out the question. I'm not gonna do well just because I'm not practiced. I'm coming at this from the perspective of a default controller because I know a lot of people don't want to buy like a controller to play a single video game. Yeah, that was really annoying. I didn't mean for that to happen. So I am pretty much trying to get across the importance of some of these techniques by first allowing you to watch it, right? And then explaining some of them and how they're useful. Dante in DMC4 is very routine, right? Like, he has a high skill ceiling, but in terms of the game itself, the skill ceiling for useful techniques is kind of low. It's very repetitious once you learn what is available to you. Like, you could basically do this with the Lucifer pins over and over again and kind of just, get through the game. I don't know if you'd be able to, like, S-rank. I mean, you can, yes, but what I mean is it'd make it harder to just stick to one weapon. It's always better to use more than one to build up your style meter. But technically, yeah, if you mix up your attacks, right, with the Lucifer pins and taunting and guns, you could probably just play with Lucifer. I mean, look at how effective you are at staying out of the way and more or less putting pins all over the place. I mean, it has a defensive move, so if you get a bunch of jump cancels off with the pin and you jump cancel again and do back Swordmaster in style, you will essentially give yourself, an AoE of protection, and you can literally go into Dark Slayer and do, the Yamato Judgment Cut for Dante with safety, right? It's essentially a safety net. Or you can jump up and try and like bait the enemy into it. Here I'm actually using my bottom fingers, so I'm gonna just let you watch and you'll see a difference. But you can do everything in this with the directional pad. It's just, I haven't been playing, with the directional pad in many years. And like I said, this video I'm going to quit twice just because I kept using the D-pad because I was used to it, or getting used to it after trying to make this demo video. So yeah, see, look, I used it and then I got angry because it's like, wait, hold on. This is not how I play normally, Intentionally switching between either or is always going to mess you up. Playing between different Dantes will affect your gameplay, but not just that. Playing in a different style or with different settings or rules will affect your Dante in the game that you're playing, right? So if you are used to, hold on that. And as you can see, it was affecting my gameplay again. So I got angry and I started over. But then I this time, the next time, I actually did concentrate on playing the way that I'm used to. And so this came out a lot better. And like I was saying, you can do all of these skills on the directional pad. You don't need extra buttons. I don't advocate for extra buttons if you want to stick to the default. I do advocate for practice though. And then, yeah, I just got rid of the music because, you know, it was bugging me. So, this should come out a lot better this time around. And this is me just trying to warm up, trying to get used to, yeah, basically doing things the way that I am accustomed to. I've been playing with extra buttons for a few years now, so, you know. But I also do fight pad. I don't get confused when it comes to fight pad. And as you can see, it is still kind of affecting me, but it's definitely a lot better than before after doing a little bit of warm-up, so, you know, it is what it is. And so the Lucifer pins are the thing that I would say are actually quite slept on, as you can see while fighting these Angelos. Again, the fact that I've practiced with D-pad for even a little bit is already affecting my gameplay substantially, and I'm not happy about it. But you know, you're my dog, so you know, you're my boy, you're my friend. So yeah, I took the time to, you know, ruin my gameplay for you, and you know, I'm saying that of course with like yeah, I think you saw right there. I forgot the name of that move, but and then, woo, the block, the trick to block. And then that was inertia with the shotgun. You know, again, I'm going to be a little bit more thorough with the audio, but for now, this is just watching and, like, demonstrating. This is still pretty shit. Like, I hope to maybe one day post a clean, like, playthrough. This is not good at all, but, you know, it's definitely, for a warm-up, a lot better than the first two that. And then I tried to be cool here and end it with the shotgun, but, you know, it's fine. And that was, you know, cheesy. Damn it. So this next portion here is a demonstration of jump canceling. I used a mod to more or less freeze the enemy in place. Normally the shotgun would knock them back, but it shows the usefulness of jump canceling. As you can see right there, I'm doing repeated dive kicks. And then here you can see how quickly I get rid of the health. It technically should be dead. It only took 4 jump cancels to get rid of its health. Of course, on DMD they would be a bit tankier, but basically I have it set so that way they not only don't die, but also I can reset their health if I lock on and taunt, so which is really good for practice. And so here's just the same clip again, demonstrating more or less the usefulness. At some point in time I do shotgun cancels, rebounding off the wall, and you'll see that even with the shotgun with moves that have knockback, essentially, it's very useful to know how to jump cancel, because I mean, look at Lucifer, like I said, a weapon that's slept on. Look at all this damage that will stack. It may not hurt at first, but then you just, you know, throw the rose and pop it, and then they take a lot of damage. And of course it has a defensive move as well, but we'll talk more about that later. And then here you can see this is kind of like some setup stuff, right? So if you trick up and then jump cancel a Helmbreaker, you can pretty much start attacking after that. There's a timing to it, of course, just because DMC for Dante in literally 3, 4, and 5, and I think the reboot too, there is a limiter, right? Like near the ground there is a thing that keeps you, and you can see the jump cancels are coming out pretty bad with a full house there, just because there actually is a restriction in place, so you can't jump cancel while too low. Virgil doesn't have this restriction. So that right there is another setup. You do a high time, and then after you do the high time, you just press L1 for me, like weapon change. And then you can do it while still in Swordmaster, and then there you go. You hit him with real impact and do a lot of damage. Now, as you can see, I'm repeating the clip again, but it's really simple. It's just high time, don't go up with the enemy, and then switch, and you can either already be in Swordmaster, switch to Swordmaster, you should have the time, and then real impact. Like even there I messed up. On the second clip, right, the second high time to real impact, I'm doing something called distortion. You'll notice that just now Dante didn't go into double trigger, right? But right here in this next one, you will see that I am turning off and on devil trigger. That is distortion. It will dramatically change the damage, and we'll cover that later in the video using an enemy with a health bar, burial, so that way you can see the difference. We're going to show you just doing regular real impact and doing distorted impact. And you know, it costs DT and it requires timing, but it's not that bad. You can just do it randomly and then get like 3 bars of health or more. You can do like 5 or 6 if you time it right on a boss. So this next technique is done by just tapping right on the D-pad while also doing jump cancels over and over again. It's really easy once you get used to it, once you learn jump cancels. But as you can see, I am just launching, pressing right, and then sliding my thumb right after over and over again in sequence from jump to the action button. And that is one technique that would definitely help improve your gameplay that isn't that difficult once you learn basic jump canceling. So we'll talk about like developing jump canceling. You can see right here I'm actually doing a mix of gun raves and jump cancels, but we'll get into that. So I want you to pay attention to my thumbs. So you'll notice that when I'm doing the gun raves, right, like you see Dante shooting, I am doing it by going from B to A, so from the shoot button to the action button. And it takes some time, but it's the same motion as jump canceling. And by take some time, I mean it takes some timing. I gotta correct myself there. But you'll notice that I'm mixing it in with jump cancels and with, you know, the gun rave So that's what that technique is called, and it's actually really good for getting yourself leveled with the enemy. If you do too many gun raves without jump canceling, you will actually fall faster than the enemy because you are suspending them with each hit and with each shot. So it is a very useful technique for people to control their air momentum, upward and downward, right? And so you can extend a combo a lot longer with it. It's not necessarily like a damage thing, it's more of a style thing, but it does help with building style, and it looks cool and it's easy to do. So you can mix that in with regular Rebellion Swordmaster cancels, and it will essentially make your gameplay a lot easier, a lot better looking as well, and it's just overall a good experience for everyone, including you, the player. I also want to emphasize that gun raves are not the same as jump cancels, but they have the same motion. So I have square on X, and I have the style button on A, so the motion for doing jump cancels will translate because it's the same timing for gun raves. The reason why you use gun raves when you're just doing jump cancels with Rebellion, if you do too many jump cancels with Rebellion raves, you'll actually go above the enemy and they will fall and you'll lose the combo. So mixing in gun raves is important to actually keep you consistently dropping with the enemy, so that way you can maximize the number of hits on the enemy with Rebellion. So of course it all comes down to personal style, but as you can see here, I'm raving at the top and the enemy starts dropping, and then I gun rave and I meet the enemy and I get to the ground with them. So it's important to recognize that gun raves are a useful skill, and this is coming from a non-style play perspective, because if you want to just keep the damage going relatively safely, because you are dropping down towards the ground, so you'll eventually be in the enemy's attack range, but that way you can like maximize the damage and look really cool. And then on top of that, you can always just jump out. A jump cancel is just as OP as jumping everywhere to dodge, because the enemy is basically the floor, but now you're in the air where most of the other enemies are not going to be able to hit you. So this technique is very useful in all the games for a reason, and it's why it's considered a fundamental, because literally, like you can see right here with these gun raves, is very important to the game. So yeah. And so this next little section here is going to be me kind of like mixing it a little. It doesn't look that great, but you know, it was kind of just like messing around, so I thought I'd throw it in there. And you can see the jump cancels with the full house follow through. So other advanced stuff you don't really need for what you're doing, but I would say for this kind of gameplay, you know, like trying to platinum, some things like jump canceling are useful. You can see right here with you know, Rainstorm, I could literally just keep them there in place. Look, while they're on the ground, I can keep them vulnerable and just jump cancel off their body, jump rave. Like, even though it doesn't look like it's hitting, it's hitting. And then this would be useful for you, because I know you love the shotgun, right? So you can jump cancel rebound off the wall, and you can get a couple of, you know, shotgun cancels on the enemy. So, and then see right there, it translates to other moves and in combination. This is a nice little thing that I recommend that you practice, because it's super simple and it allows you to react faster. It's just doing Stinger Million Stab and then pressing down and then, you know, blocking with Royal Guard, it'll cancel the animation, and so then if like in emergency you need to jump out or you need to launch the enemy to start a combo or anything, you can act immediately. So that's the advantage of using Royal Guard. There's other stuff that you can do with Royal Guard in this, but it's not that important, like guard flying. The Dreadnought armor it can be useful, but it's not that great, and so the revenge timing is also kind of jank, so I don't like Royal Guard in 4, but it definitely is still a useful style. It's just better for styling. That being said, you saw earlier in the footage, I did block with it like once or twice, and there are a few situations where it's good. It's still a really good style, and it does a lot of damage, so it's worth adding into your kit, but here is a technique that will let you react faster instead of sitting there and getting a hit, you know? You can basically block out, right? You might get lucky and get an accidental block, or you could roll or jump or whatever. I know you can jump out of Rebellion, but with this, you get a little extra safety. And you also get to increase your options. So, and it's simple. It's definitely something that you should add into your kit, I personally think. And you know what? It actually, to the untrained eye, looks really impressive. So you might as well just add it to your kit just because it's entertaining. But you can Million Stab, Royal Guard, switch to Swordmaster, and then do Prop Shredder. You don't even have to put your thumb back on the stick to launch them. And then if you want to go into Trickster and then put your thumb back on, and then what I would recommend is switch weapons to Full House. Gilgamesh, so you can use Full House to just cancel while you're in the air. That's something that you can do with this move, or you can jump up and throw the Lucifer Rose, or you can jump up and go back to Swordmaster and then start air raving. But like, there's options. This is a useful little piece of tech, which is just guarding to cancel your attacks. And it works for other stuff too, not real impact, but like once you're in real impact, it's committal. So there's stuff that's committal, but a lot of the moves are not committal, and so if you want to act out of Million Stab a lot quicker, just Million Stab, take your thumb off the stick, you're going to press down on the D-pad, and then you'll, press the style button, and then when you do Million Stab again, if you wanted to do it repeatedly, right, you would just press the action button again. You don't even have to press down on the style. Another thing that you can do, which I did not put footage, but I think I'm going to add it in, which is you can Dark Slayer and then switch to Royal Guard and just cancel the Dark Slayer first hit, or you can do Swordmaster swing to Dark Slayer swing. I haven't done that in a while, but it just came back to me, so I think I'm going to add some footage just to show you what that looks like. And you can also use it for double Swordmaster swing and just cancel. So I think I'm going to record that and put that into this video. Alright, so this is essentially the Royal Guard cancel like for DMC4. It's not going to build your style meter or anything, but with it you can basically stun a lot of ground enemies. Not the knights, because they have a shield, but when they don't have a shield, if you just wanted something simple, because I'm trying to give you some techniques that are not jump cancel based, this is one of them that I haven't used in a long time. And so in DMC3 it would be the 1-2 sword swing of Rebellion, and then you cancel with Royal Guard, and then just 1-2 cancel 1-2 1-2 1-2 1-2. Well, it's basically the same thing. The first and second attack of the sword swings for both Yamato and Rebellion are really quick, so basically you can mix it up. You can do 1-2 1-2 1-2, but like with Rebellion 1-2, Yamato 1-2, Rebellion 1, Yamato 1, Rebellion 1, Yamato 1-2, whatever. The third hit is not going to be canceled by the other weapon. It's committal, but You can kind of style on the ground with this technique. I know a lot of people would be impressed by it if they don't play the game enough to really know that it's not like difficult. You just got to equip Dark Slayer and then just in a rhythm tap, attack, action over and over again. I think the first swing for both is the fastest, so it's better to just 1 1 1 1 1 1. But you can get away with a 1-2. The second swing on both is really fast, so it doesn't matter. And then you can mix in Million Stab, Royal Guard cancel, switch back to Dark Slayer, and then just 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, Million Stab, right? Cancel, Million Stab, cancel, switch back to Dark Slayer, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, over and over again. And it's just a ground technique that doesn't require jump canceling that can help your kit. It's kind of like wave dashing. You would pick a direction and then just basically press up on the D-pad and then press down on the D-pad, so you can switch between Trickster and Royal Guard, and then you just tap the action button. Only this one would be in reverse. Or it wouldn't be in reverse actually, because you wouldn't be tapping down on the D-pad unless you wanted to mix in Million Stab and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a good option to have in your kit. It's very important to know this little piece of tech, because as you can see, the enemy is stunned there. That doesn't mean that on DMD it's that useful, because they can block and some enemies can counter, but for certain enemies this is useful and it looks cool, so the entertainment value of the stream that you do would go up a little bit with this. It looks impressive to somebody who doesn't play this often enough to know that it's just like ground tech, which doesn't mean it's bad. It's just not it's not high tech. It's low tech, but it's effective. So, and it looks cool. So that's what's important. There was something that I was gonna say. I mean, with Royal Guard, you can still do the 1-2 combination, so you can mix that in there if you wanted to with Yamato or Rebellion. The only thing is with Yamato, you would have to press down on the D-pad after the 1-2 cancel, 1-2 cancel, and then you could do the same thing. Basically to mix in Million Stab, right there. So. And again, it just looks cool. It's and it's simple to do. So here's a little piece of tech that will help you. And when we move on to the next section, I'm going to talk about Lucifer and why it is slept on as both a ground weapon and an air weapon. I think you will really appreciate learning jump cancels on Lucifer in 4, just because or some of the stuff that you can do with it, because it'll give you some yeah, so look at that. I didn't mean for that clip to be there, but basically I'm gonna just leave it because it looked really cool. Plus, it does a lot of damage, and yeah, as you can see, it is effective. And so I'm gonna talk more about that in a little bit. Before I move on to Lucifer, I will try and I'll say that this right here is called backslide with the shotgun, and it's very useful. Switch to shotgun, and then if some enemies are behind you, just hold back and press the action button, and then they'll just get off you. So very important that you add that to your kit. Just for some basic gameplay. So as you can see, I'm doing jump cancels, but something that I want to emphasize is that the ground is something you jump off of, so it's something that you jump cancel off of. It's a joke, but yeah, it technically counts. It's a jump cancelable thing, right? I'm going to talk some more about this Lucifer stuff in a moment, but I just want to go back to the first portion of this, so I'm gonna pause. Okay, so Lucifer is probably, in my opinion, the easiest thing to jump cancel with. As you can see, I'm sometimes landing on the ground and jumping and then jump canceling. I'm doing the jump cancel motion while on the ground, and then I can literally get above the enemy. It's really useful. The move that Dante does when he spins in the air is called Splash, and it's great. And when he throws the rose, it's Ecstasy, and that basically sets off the pins. The pins run on a 2-second timer before they fly out if you use Swordmaster. If you use the move Splash, they won't fly out, but you can gather them, and when you use Swordmaster, they'll become the ones that fly out and then attach to the enemy. And the pins run on a 5-second timer for exploding. And so the reason why Lucifer is slept on, people think, you know, if they don't feel impact from it, but the impact comes from doing something like this, gathering a bunch of pins on one or more of the enemies, right? Or if, let's say, they don't have pins on them, if they walk into a pin, it's gonna attach to them, and then the timer resets, but like eventually it'll go off, and then it'll hurt them. So it can do a lot of damage. So it's Lucifer is slept on because like it's got an easy jump cancel that stacks pins, that stacks damage. And you can turn those pins into other things, but just look at how easy the jump cancel is. Even when I land on the ground, if I keep the motion, I'm still doing the jump cancel, right? So you can jump cancel off the ground. And I always find that funny because that's been a like running joke for a long time. I don't think it's because of Lucifer. I just, but yeah, it's one of those things. You can jump off the ground. You can jump cancel, and one of the advantages of jump cancel, dog, is that, you know, if you're safe from jumping off of, you know, out of the way, when you're on an enemy, you can jump while jump canceling. Just jump, and you'll basically, you know, get away. It also resets certain things like Trickster. So if you use your Sky Star and then you know, trick to the enemy and jump cancel, even if you use a Sky Star, you'll gain your Sky Star back. So you can just trick, Sky Star, and it just is really useful as far as the technique goes. And I think this repetitive like clip of Splash and jump canceling demonstrates that, because like I'm getting a lot of hits off of them. And later on you'll see that like it does stack on bosses style. This footage came first. So that, I forgot the name of that move, but if you hold forward and the action button, or you press it actually, after setting a bunch of pins, it'll curve around the targeted enemy, and then it'll, after like a second, fly towards them. And it's a really good way to stack pins on multiple enemies, but it also works really well on larger enemies and singular enemies too. Also, I don't know if you noticed, if you hold forward and press triangle, Dante will throw extra pins out. As you can see, I'm bombarding the enemy. In Devil Trigger, he'll do it twice. If you do without Devil Trigger that move while next to a blitz, you won't trigger their lightning. But this is only when they're dazed. This isn't, they can still attack you. You gotta make sure that they're not active. There's some other cool stuff about Lucifer that a lot of people don't know, that maybe if you saw the Echidna video that I sent you, you can, if you miss, just do it again. And then all those pins, as you can see, keep stacking, and those pins count as damage. And the explosion, people don't like it because you can't control it, but the rebounding is kind of nice, and sometimes you can have it come back to you. You'll see that later. But let's say you hold forward and the action button after summoning a bunch of pins, right? And it misses an enemy. You can always press forward and the action button again, or forward and triangle again to get more pins. That's a little cool thing that you can do, where if you hold back and press the action button while locked on, you can summon the pins that you've conjured around you, and they're ready to explode if an enemy touches it. So there's more than one state of pin for not ecstasy, Lucifer, right? So you can throw some pins out, press back and style, and get a shield around you. And the more pins you have, the more of a defense that you'll have. But you can also spam them by pressing forward, like that. And another thing is, if you just press the action button, I don't know if you saw that, they'll fly straight. So if you have a bunch of pins and you let go, they'll fly straight. But if you hold the button, right, it'll just stay wherever you are holding, wherever you summon them, right? And you can just move in place. So if you wanted to time it, you could just safely from far away send pins or hold them where you think an enemy is gonna be, and then there you go. They're kind of stuck. You can also, as you can see, I'm running around, right? As long as I'm holding the button down, they're going to stay with me, right? And then I can always just, when I shoot them, as long as they don't explode, just press it again and you'll send more pins out. It's actually really great weapon that a lot of people sleep on. They think it's like Nevin, and it's the same in that people don't understand how to use Nevin. But otherwise, it's not the same weapon. It's got like a lot more versatility. It's surprisingly cool, even though like the ground combo feels kind of weak. But even that, you put a good amount of pins on the enemy. The air move and some of the versatility, like as you can see, look, I'm jump canceling on the enemy while holding, of course my fingers have to be in like a weird position, like look at my fingers, I'm clawing, which I don't really like doing anymore, but I used to be a claw player, so I know what that's like. And yeah, basically you can, as long as you hold it down, you can hold all the pins, get in a position, let the pins hit the enemy, and if they miss, just press forward style, and then there you go. And then again, you can just summon more pins and basically, press back style and create a shield around you. And then you can, while you have that shield, press the style button and then do the Yamato judgment cut for Dante. And it's really nice. Look, right there. See, you knew they were going to get up. You press back and then bam. There's a lot of different uses for this weapon, and it's just, like I said, it's slept on. Everybody just sticks with Rebellion, but no, this is a lot better than people realize. Full House is also a lot better than people not Full House, Gilgamesh is a lot better than people realize, but again, it just comes down to knowing what you can do with it, right? Like the AoE move that Gilgamesh has is pretty damn good. And so I have one enemy here, but like, honestly, with Lucifer, if you throw out a bunch of pins and you basically use it properly, you'll get a lot of pins on a lot of enemies, and then you can just send them away. Like, look at this. The enemy's going to rebound back into my attack, and you can use that to your advantage, but it's very situational because you can't predict the pins. They can't be controlled without mods. So, yeah. There's also one more thing that I want to cover, which you saw earlier. It's going to be a bunch of clips of me. This. Right? So that's doing the trick too late. But you don't even have to switch to the style, like to any other style. You can have Trickster out. Throw the rose, right? If there's no pins, the enemy won't explode. And then you can jump cancel up with the enemy until you reach the top. And then you can just jump cancel back triangle and explode the rose, and then they'll take a good deal of damage, I have infinite HP on right now because I, just forgot to turn it off. But yeah, it does a decent amount of damage. So if you time it right, you can throw the rose when they have no pins. Trick immediately afterwards. The sooner you do it, the better, so you'll be low. And then you can just jump cancel ride up their body. And like even there, look, I messed up and I still got some pins. So Lucifer is a great weapon. And then this is another thing that you can do that will give you some safety, which is you throw the rose once and then twice, right? But you got to be a bit quick, and then you'll be in the air, like high above, where enemies can't hit you, and the camera isn't on them, so they can't even attack you. DMC4 still works the same as DMC3, I think, which is if the enemy is not on camera, they cannot attack. If you do get attacked when they're not on camera, it meant that they were already initiating an attack before you move the camera out of the way, which means the default button is actually still useful in DMC4 just because you can curb enemy aggression. It's not going to be as useful in like LDK, but for DMD, like if you position yourself properly and then you use the flip camera feature, which I'm pretty sure still exists in this. I think it's called reset camera in this. Yeah, you can basically just curb aggression. So some of the fundamentals of DMC3 do transfer over, and it's one of those nice things about this game series that, like, you know, and I think it also works for 5 too. But yeah, you'll notice the height that you get off of your Lucifer rose. You're gonna be above the enemy, and you can just jump cancel. You don't have to do the rose. You can just jump away, or you can like sky star away because you're still in Trickster. I didn't do an example of that just because I don't want to spend all day doing this video. Just because, like, you know, I am working. My client gave me permission to edit this video, and I'm very grateful. But, you know, I'm not going to take advantage of his generosity because I definitely, you know, I care about the guy. Yeah, anyway, the point is I don't want to take advantage of his generosity, so I'm not going to, like, spend a lot of time doing overly complex stuff, right? But hopefully this video kind of gives you an idea of the utility of jump cancels with all the weapons and how basically, you know, it would have made your time easier if, like, you know, you put in the practice ahead of time. But it's one of those things that, like, nobody realizes how useful jump cancels are until they need them. Which, to be fair, you didn't really need them for 3. But if you want to have, like, the easiest time with 3, jump cancels. You know, I still have respect for the way you played, because, like, most people won't do vanilla with Royal Guard up to DMD. Most people quit, so, again, mad respect. And since you're platinuming 4, that is the reason why it is probably feeling like the harder DMC, but it's not. It's actually the easier, in my opinion, DMC. But the platinum's hard to get for this game. It's the harder platinum for sure. And I think now you know that. And then this is some tech that was just, you know, guard flying. You're not going to use this. It's literally not that useful to you. Like the positioning stuff. Actually, you know what? I'm going to focus on this right here. You'll notice that Dante's run is kind of slow when you're in combat. I didn't know where the checkbox was to turn off the mod. But yeah, here you can see wave dashing is faster than the standard run. And it's really not that complicated. It's just up, Trickster, down, Royal Guard, up, Trickster, down, Royal Guard. You could literally press up and action and down and action at the same time. So up action, down action, up action, down action. All right, so this is Pandora, and I'm showing you the speed at which you can build that pink bar in between the health bars. That builds up your ability meter for Gunslinger. Unfortunately, you can only use Pandora to build it up. That was a design mistake on their part, I think. But you can see with jump cancels, you can quickly build the meter. I also do an example here where basically I don't freeze the enemy, but I just wanted to show you like the relative speed. That meter will give you more damage, as well as it increases the length of attacks while in Gunslinger with Pandora. So a lot of people don't know about that meter, they never see it. But yeah, the move argument, the little battle station thing, is actually really good, very useful, but you have to build it up ahead of time by using Pandora. And so a lot of people don't know that. There's also another move where you, that's an AoE with Pandora, where if you're in Gunslinger and you hold forward and press action, Dante will drop the suitcase down and it will open up with a flash of light and it'll hit all the enemies in the area. It's very powerful, but you need meter. So these are your two like super options. And it requires you to build up the meter. So, you know, this is just something, if you wanted to plan ahead, you could do that on your own. Alright, so Fausts. They can be easily jump canceled. I froze them here just so you can see, like, I'm gonna jump cancel within their body, right? Basically just enemy step. Jump canceling is like in reference to the attack, but technically enemy stepping is jump canceling. It's half of it, so yeah. But like, look, I'm jump canceling in his body, and then I jump up, and now I'm jump canceling off his head. They have a very forgiving jump cancel box. I do have a checkbox on for like easy jump cancels. That isn't too relevant. It's not that hard in 4. It's just sometimes the Scarecrow, their blade will get in the way. But certain enemies like Faust, Scarecrows from certain positions, the big Scarecrows, the Knights, they all have relatively easy jump cancel hitboxes. I only left it on just because I didn't want to have trouble while like demonstrating. Because there is a situation with the Scarecrow, the basic one, where if you're at a certain angle while they're on the ground, like behind them, and you catch them in the butt where their what's it called? Their blade is, it can throw the jump cancel off, but you know, that's sometimes how it rolls. Okay, so here's a demonstration of something really simple. I know you saw a video where like I did Rainstorm all the way down. I don't remember if DMC4 has infinite Rainstorm. I didn't see a checkbox for it. So yeah, basically you can just jump cancel Rainstorm. So like trick up, switch to Gunslinger, and then just jump cancel Rainstorm over the enemy. And you saw how like forgiving Fausts are. Yeah, but basically without jump canceling, you can follow up with that. Just switch to the sword, or already have it, do the launcher, switch back to Swordmaster, press the weapon change button, and then just, yeah, do the uppercut. And this is a good way to kill him, especially if you add distortion, which we'll cover in a little bit. But yeah, look at that. See, very easy to deal with. Of course, the easier the difficulty, the harder it will be, but basically you can jump cancel Rainstorm. If you do the shotgun, it'll blow them away, but with Rainstorm, usually the basic Fausts will not move too much. And then you can always just go back to Trickster and try again. Also, you can see right there, after you get rid of them, there's a video that I sent you with Echidna as the boss, where you can just Rainstorm down and then attack them. But again, I don't think DMC4 has infinite Rainstorm. But basically, this is a tactic that people would use, which is using Rainstorm and jump canceling it to get rid of the Faust cloak. And then right afterwards, just Helmbreaker, you know, million stab, because they're going to get knocked back. And then High Time, the launcher, I mean, and then Real Impact, like right now. and you can basically land and get another one off if you're quick enough, and then just trick up and then gunslinger, do it again. And so, but you're gonna need jump canceling to really like capitalize. It feels like the shotgun's more effective, but it's not, because they're getting knocked away and then they'll attack you and stuff like that. It's actually way more convenient to use ebony and ivory to like deal with them. But again, jump canceling is what helps. And then normally you can follow up with like a full house, the dive kick, to get to the enemy, and more or less then switch to Lucifer, do a jump cancel, tap again, switch, and do a air rave cancel, which is probably like the easier thing. But I think the easiest thing for you would be to just have Rebellion equipped, trick up, gunslinger, get rid of their shield, Helmbreaker. I really recommend, because they're gonna get knocked back, million stab, Royal Guard cancel, then launch them, right? And after you launch them, get used to switching to Swordmaster and doing the, and you can do this for other enemies too, like launch Real Impact. That said, sometimes they have a animation where they jump away, but for the most part, you should be able to get off a good amount of like launcher Real Impacts. It's a very useful skill to have. And then there is a difference between the standard and distortion, which if you have the DT, it's important to get used to distortion. I'm going to show you, it's coming up right now on a Dazed Burial. So, and it's really not, distortion is not that hard, it just takes some timing. And then this is another useful thing about jump canceling. Remember the thing that I said earlier where you gain your Sky Star and Trick back? I'm in Devil Trigger, so you have extra, but if I wasn't in Devil Trigger, this flying around stuff would basically be extended. You can do the same thing with Dante, only you have one Sky Star and one Trick. If you get the jump cancel off, then you will basically reset your Trickster, which is just for style. You're not going to use that, but it's useful to know, because you might think that you're going to fall down, and you can save yourself by tricking again. Since you got the jump cancel off, it's basically been reset. Also, something that I want to point out, I don't know if you noticed that I was doing like aerial attacks. The Foss shields make them not immune to the damage, but resistant. Guns are the superior option, basically. But you could just jump cancel, trick, jump cancel, attack, like while you're up there, right? Like you see right now, I'm basically attacking repeatedly with the weapons, so it does damage and it does work. So something that you can consider is basically mixing up some like aerial jump cancel damage, not just guns, if like you feel like practicing. In fact, Fosts are really good for practicing jump cancels, just because they have such a big wide hitbox, but they go up little by little, so you'd have to get used to tricking over and over again to get to them, and then jumping off their body. The higher you go, the higher they will go, since they follow you. But like, yeah, you see, you can catch them. It's really nice. So though they are weak to guns, it's important to know that they are also weak to melees, as in you can do damage with melees. I mean, if you're fast enough, like you can, stack damage. I would recommend just Rebellion and the Yamato if you're doing that, and occasionally like the Full House. Lucifer, definitely, the pins will eventually explode, and it can take away their shield, I think. I don't remember, but I may be misrecalling it. All I know is that, like, if the splash misses and you get them with the fourth pin, it knocks them back, so it's kind of one of those things where Yeah, it's better to just like not do that. So yeah, see, look, doing a bunch of you know, jump cancel rebellions. Another thing to point out is I think you saw me jump again in Devil Trigger. You have 2 jumps, so you get 2 air hikes and you get 2 sky stars and 2 tricks. It doubles your tricking amount, which is, you know, it's good. It means that, you know, Devil Trigger's doing its thing. It's giving you more of an advantage, right? But with that said, the point that I was trying to make was, without Devil Trigger, you also would reset your air hike with a jump cancel or an enemy step, right? So you can trick Sky Star away, air hike, do full house, the dive kick, into the enemy, then jump off their body, Sky Star away, trick to them, and then just jump. In fact, you could literally, if they just decide to rise with you, you could just jump up and they'll follow you, and you can reach the ceiling by just jumping off their body. So jump canceling is a useful, you know, skill. The enemy step, even just by itself, is useful, because sometimes you'll jump out of the way and then you'll see an enemy about to swing and you can jump off its body while it's swinging to get away from it. So just the concept of jumping off the enemy is important to remember. Okay, so here we're going to show the various weapons and combinations and things that we've talked about, more or less doing damage on a boss. It's not the DMD boss. I didn't want to have to like make my way to it. And it's basically Burial, but vulnerable the entire time. One of the benefits of mods. So this is just to kind of show you the damage speed. Yes, DMD, the damage would be less, but it's kind of just scaling, right? Which is rhetoric at that point, which is, you know, oh, this would be a little bit slower in DMD. Yeah, of course it would. It's, you know, they have more armor, but the speed in which their HP is being depleted with these basic techniques is, you know, impressive. Like, look at how fast Burial is dying, and yes, you're going to need to Sky Star and jump away. In fact, I'll put a fight that didn't go that good, where I used the D-pad on Burial just to show you that, like, you can use it. I do get hit a few times in it, but in that fight, again, I don't normally play with the D-pad. I was trying to play this the way that you would be playing as a player who's using the standard default, which, again, I haven't used the default since like 2-3 days ago, and it's technically not fully default because I have my attack, shoot, action, and jump profile, but everything else is roughly the same. No, lock on is on L2, weapon change is on L1. I have my own way of doing things, but like, yeah, you can see with Full House how much damage just from the jump cancel I was able to do on Burial. Like, he died pretty fast. I can play it again, but I don't feel there's a point. And so, you know, you can hit his entire body as just one big jump cancel hitbox. So yeah, now let's see Lucifer, right? And again, look at the damage. It's not doing a lot with the basic jump cancel, but once I jump cancel with the Ecstasy Rose, yeah, see, damage stacks. You can see the bars shaking every single time. So the more pins you get on him, the more damage you'll do. And as you can see, you can kind of position yourself, let yourself fall and reach the bottom, and then, you know, rise to the top and throw the pin, rise to the top, rose to the pin. But if you want, you can control the timing with Lucifer to just stay on his face. And yeah, it does a lot of damage. It's a slept-on weapon, but, like, you know, it's one of those things. Since it's weird, a lot of people don't give it a chance. But yeah, great weapon. I'm also going to do a Burial fight, and add it to this video, where I'm actually using my, you know, extra buttons, because that's normally what I play with. And then there you can see the Smoke and Sexy style, because, you know, the damage stacks and stuff like that. You can get there with jump cancels. In fact, it's a lot easier with jump cancels. So what was this? This was supposed to just be Rebellion, but I'm not going to just do Rebellion. It would take a while. Like, you'll do decent damage with Rebellion jump cancels, but you'll get tired. It does the least amount of damage, but if you mix it with the Yamato Rave, it does pretty good damage. Oh, okay, this is just me just mixing up different skills just to show you that, like, you know, you can do different things. Like, I think I did a Helmbreaker canceled into, you know, other stuff. But, like, yeah, you can combine them once you get the muscle memory down. It's fairly easy to do this aerial stuff. So I wouldn't put it past you to be able to complete this. Alright, so this is real impact, right? Look at the speed of doing it without distortion, right? See, you're doing about a bar and a quarter, and then the full house gets you halfway. So a bar and a half total if you do this combination, right? Without Devil Trigger. And now this next clip is going to be with distortion. So watch how quick this is. 3 bars with just the Devil Trigger. You got to tap it, time it. And so the timing is important. And that was another 3 bars. And then boom, another 3 bars. And so the way this works is the Devil Trigger and regular Dante model switch overlaps is how I remember it. And basically you can do killing damage. Like, it's crazy, but you have to time it right. And so that took 4 real impacts to kill him. And look at how fast it was. I would say that these 2 clips are about the same speed as the first one where you're just doing regular real impact. So distortion is really simple. Do a real impact, and then once it connects, those few moments where the hitbox buffers, that's when you turn off and on Devil Trigger, and it just gives you additional damage, and it's great. Okay, so this fight wasn't that great, but I don't play with default controls. So as you can see, jump canceling kind of saved me there by basically allowing me to jump off his head, and then, you know, I could Skystar away and jump if I wanted to, but, like, yeah, it's just really useful. You're still going to get hit if, like, you don't know what you're doing, or if you're playing with, you know, unfamiliar, like, skills. And it's one of those things where, well, I don't play D-pad, so this fight didn't go perfectly, but for what it's worth. Oh, I also forgot to put like take damage on, so that's my fault. Sorry about that. But otherwise, I think you can see like some of the skills in this with the standard default. If I practiced with the standard default, I could do the stuff that's gonna come up soon enough. With the extra buttons, without the extra buttons, and with the D-pad. Everything that it has been figured out in this game has been figured out by people from like the standard default. So the concept of needing a special controller is bullshit. You don't need it. It does help a little bit, but not as much as like you might think. It's not something that like I need to advocate. No, you must play with extra buttons. It makes things so much easier. No, you can do it with the default. People, you know, used to claw though. That was one workaround, but also, yeah, some people would get good with the standard, you know, default controls, and I've seen it, so. Okay, so this is how I normally play. I'm taking infinite HP off, one hit kill. I use one hit kill to get to this point. My controller was bugging out the entire time, so in the very beginning, you're gonna see, like, right there, it just completely shuts off. And I can't even move Dante or do anything, so I'm just taking free damage. But I didn't want to, like, record again, so pretty much I unplugged, plugged, and I wish, you know, you could see Steam saying, like, oh, it doesn't work, but yeah, basically I had to unplug, plug again, and it happened all the way through the mission. So yeah, basically. But this is Burial on DMD with more or less me using the back buttons the way I'm accustomed to. I haven't done any like playing or practice or warming up today, other than like gathering some footage, which really isn't like practicing, because I wasn't like playing through levels or against enemies or stuff like that. And again, it's giving me like some issues, but this should give you a good idea of more or less not just how useful jump cancels are, but like you see, I jump canceled that Sky Star. It wasn't just swapping. I jump canceled it. I'm still having problems, but like after I think this moment, you'll be able to see that like I started doing some different stuff, and basically the whole point is that you'll I think I was looking for a heal Dante again because I didn't want to go through this mission again. Like I said, I had one hit kill to basically get through everything, but it's still extra travel time that I really don't want to deal with. But yeah, so everything is pretty much the same. You saw some Sky Star raves. I don't know if you saw that just now. It was I Sky Star and then rave, Sky Star, rave, over and over again. Yeah. And you'll see like I'll do Helm Breakers and I'll jump cancel the Helm Breaker and start doing some raves. And a bunch of other stuff, like, you know, it's really useful. I do get one real impact off with distortion, but I did get hit because it was a little late. Like I said, this wasn't like a warm-up or anything, this was just casual like play. I didn't even do any guard flying or anything like that, which I think I did do it once in the video. But yeah, basically, it's very easy to get a lot of damage off on him with jump canceling, or any boss. Any enemy, right? Yeah, so very, very cool stuff. I even used the wave dash in this, you know, a little bit at one point in time. So more or less, this is like a good demo. And again, it's on DMD. The other one was on easy technically because I went through BP to get. You know what? It just hit me. I could have set his difficulty in BP to DMD. There's an option for that in the mod, and see, this is how I forget stuff, but yeah, like basically maybe one day I'll do like a DMD with D-pad only boss fight, and then I get the block off there. I don't know if you saw that, but it's really cool. But like I said, Royal Guard in this isn't as good, so yeah, basically. Yeah, this is more or less what like advanced gameplay looks like, I guess. And then this is where, see, it came out wrong, so I did it late, and that's the only reason why I got hit. If I got it off at the right time, midway through it, any of those moments where the hitbox on Real Impact is activating, right? Where you distort it usually. Yeah, that basically can be Sky Star jump canceled out of any of those hitboxes. So it's a really useful thing. So this is just the controller up close, and it's upside down. I hope there's a way to flip this, but yeah, normally what you would do to jump cancel is you slide from X to A, or X to Y, or X to B, right? Over and over again. And the Swordmaster Yamato Rave is just going to be that. You press down and you slide your thumb. That's it. Once you get the launcher, take your thumbs off the stick. You got to get comfortable with that, and then just slide and press, slide, press, more or less. It feels like it's the exact same time, but it's not. Technically, it's sequential. Dante is built as a sequential style of character, so it's sequential inputs. That's what I mean by that. And when it comes to Nero, he is overlap. So he actually is 2 buttons at the same time or 3 buttons at the same time. That doesn't mean that Dante doesn't have overlapping things, like I showed you when I was doing with Lucifer, jump cancels. I'm sorry for the video quality, but yeah, basically you can jump cancel while holding Lucifer pins, or like while holding a gun charge. As you can see, going sideways from A to B, right, is how you would do shotgun cancels on the wall, or how you would do cancels with what's it called? What's this thing called? It is called Pandora. And it's a very useful skill to have, but guns are less used in my playstyle for the weapons. So, you know, from X to A, that will be more or less your rave stuff for Yamato and Rebellion. And then, I don't know if you see what I'm doing there. I have no idea what that is. I'm sorry, by the way. Like, I know I don't want to write a script or anything like that. So this is more or less a demo of like some of the skills. So that right there is just distortion. It's just after you get the real impact, you tap the trigger. That's basic jump cancels, right? And then that would be jump cancels for raves for either Yamato or Rebellion. And then from the B button to A button for the Steam controller, that would be gun raves when you have Rebellion equipped and you're in Swordmaster. But it's all a bunch of really like simple tricks, and when you incorporate them into your playset style, you're gonna find you're gonna have an easier time with DMC4, because it seems hard, but it's not. It's easy. It's the trophy that you're hunting for that is the hard part, because you're gonna need all of these skills, plus you have to get the orbs in time, and you have to try to avoid like, you know, getting hit, and you have to, it's always a bunch of bullshit. It's the trophy that makes DMC4 harder than it actually is, you know. So I hope that helped, and thanks for watching.